Just last week, I met a fella that dismantled houses. Old ones. He had some 3x6 heart pine beams from a manor house built in 1855 and practically gave them to me. The catch was they were riddled with cut nails. Now, he assured me that the old soft iron wouldn't nick my milling machine blades, but I've had issues in the past. Meanwhile, Grizzly had asked me what my shop could use. I'd been contemplating getting a stationary sander for a while and thought this was perfect timing. While the guy was right about the iron being soft, I still didn't want to send a nail through any of my machines to surface the block. I started by getting two edges without nails flat and square to each other at the jointer, then squared up the chainsaw cut at the bandsaw since it was a bit too tall for my table saw. I set the offending nail with a piece of scrap steel rod. Enter the Grizzly G1014Z combo sander. I took down a high corner referencing my flat face against the table, then surfaced the face with the nail in it on the wide belt. I don't have dust collection plumbed up to this side of the shop yet, so I'm wearing my respirator and letting the dust fly. It's pretty awesome to be able to surface something and include character like this 162-year-old nail without worrying about your planer knives. Once I had all 4 or 6 sides cleaned up, I decided that this piece would look good as two smaller organizers. One for drill bits in my shop and the other one to hold pens and pencils in my office. To help with layout and to combat tear out, I used 8 pieces of 1-inch painter's tape and marked the center line on each piece in a staggered pattern. I set up a fence on my drill press table and set the depth stop to make each hole consistent. Then I bored the holes with a 1-inch Forstner bit. I drew some curves around the corners and then took them back to the 1014Z sander. A big difference I see in this machine versus my old, smaller cheapo is the stoutness of the cast iron table, and the graphite-lined platen on the belt makes it really hard to slow down the motor. If you want to see a more in-depth video on the assembly and setup of this machine, I'll put a link in the description to a video I made. So, to finish up, I did some light hand sanding to blend some of the curves. On my drill bit organizer, I added these copper repair couplers you can find in the plumbing section of the home store. Then I finished both pieces with some Danish oil. I can see this being a really versatile tool, and I want to thank Grizzly so much for helping me upgrade my shop. If you liked this video and want to see more like it in the future, consider subscribing. And if you're thinking of upgrading your shop, check out grizzly.com for pretty much anything. While my bit organizer is going to stay in the shop, my pencil holder is going to live on my desk next to the one from the Offerman wood shop. Thanks for watching.